Heidi ho there, friends and neighbors. Bobby here tonight. Welcome to our live prime time show coming to you from the studios here in Mint Hill, North Carolina. And we have a sound check, and I can hear myself, and I'm sure you can too. If you do have a problem, please let me know. How's everybody out there doing tonight? We will be here live for the next 30 minutes. If we have plenty of questions, we'll just keep on going a little while longer. Our shows have been averaging around 48 minutes, so we will keep answering questions as long as we can. I'm here tonight to answer any of your automotive repair questions that if you have a question about your automobile that you have, I'll try to answer it. I'll also try to answer any home improvement questions that you may have. Okay, and it looks like we have 4 people here already this evening. If you have any questions, just fire away. And while we're waiting on that, I got a couple things here to mention. We do have an email address. It's minthillbillymail@aol.com. Um, you can contact me if you have like a question that we don't answer on the show or what have you. And also, I'll just go ahead and mention I actually got contacted this past week by a company that wants me to do a review on their product. So if you have a product that you would like for me to review and you want to send me the product for your company to review it, I will be more than happy to do so. Depending on what the product is, of course. Okay, but any reviews that we do will be honest reviews. They will not be biased in any fashion whatsoever. It will be an honest review of the product. Okay, so let's while we're waiting on a few more people to arrive and our first question, let me go ahead and just let you know what we have been working on this past week. Um, let's see, we have since last Thursday night, we've actually completed the new shutters that we ordered from Lowe's Home Improvement, and we've got all them installed on the house now. And earlier this week, we released a video showing how to install shutters. I showed 2 different ways: installing the shutters onto a brick surface, and installing them onto wood siding or vinyl siding or something like that that you might have going into wood. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely check that one out. Also, over the weekend, it was Father's Day weekend, and I received a new dishwasher, actually a used dishwasher, but it's new to me. Okay, our dishwasher was broke, and I was actually postponing that until I do a kitchen remodel. Okay, I hope to do a kitchen remodel, a partial kitchen remodel later probably this fall. Okay, I was trying to put it off, but my daughter decided to she wanted to get me a dishwasher for Father's Day. So her and her brother, they put up the money and they got Mint Hill Tina involved, and she actually helped them go get it they found it I think on the Facebook site or something like that. They found a used one, and we got it hooked up this weekend, and we got it working. Okay, so we have a dishwasher now. And also this week, like I've told you, the house, we're still working on it. We've got all of it painted except windows, and we've got all the windows painted across the front this week. So we definitely got, those were the hardest ones to do. So we went ahead and got those done, and the front of the house looks magnificent now. And we got, of course, ones on the back of the house and on the sides and stuff to do as well. And we hope to have them finished up real soon as well. Okay, you did see a tutorial video you may have seen. I think I might have released it today. Me and Nathaniel put up another ceiling fan out in the garage the other day, and it was steaming hot. I think it was 98 degrees that day. So we started trying to film a video, but it was too much. Trying to film a video, we were sweating. We were just wanting to get the heck out of there and get it done. So we wired up a new electrical box, ran a 2x4 in between 2 trusses and mounted the box and ran wiring over to it. And we mounted up a new ceiling fan that we already had on hand out there. So that brings the total to 9 ceiling fans out in the garage now. Nathaniel loves them fans, and I love them too, especially when they can move some air around and help keep you cool on a hot day. And it looks like we have a question here. And let's see. This is from my dad. I have a remote controlled race car. What can I do to my tires to get more traction? Oh my goodness. Okay, this prompts another story from my past. Okay, yep. All right, back when I was growing up, and we had a blast growing up. You know, I had a good childhood, okay? One of the things that we did, we had me and my dad and my brother, we all had these remote control cars, okay? And they were like 1/18th scale cars, okay? And we got to where we started racing those things in the living room, and we had a big living room with a hardwood floor. We started racing those things in there, and we were real competitive, okay? And these little cars that we had, you could adjust the suspension on them, and I actually lowered the body on my car to where I could like get underneath their cars and spin them out and all that kind of stuff. And so it was real competitive, and I was always looking for that extra edge, okay? So I took the tires off of my car, okay? And this is why he's asking this question, because he's prompting me to tell this story. My dad's always, he's always got something he's trying to get me to tell a story. Okay, so anyway, I take the tires off of my car, and I go out into the shop, and I had this about the time, you know, I was already working on cars and tinkering and stuff like that, and I had some carburetor cleaner out there, okay? So I decided that I would take those tires and soak them in the carburetor cleaner to soften these tires, okay? And I think I've told this story in a video recently, because this is coming back. I was trying to remember, where did I tell this story? And I think I told it in a video that I made on shaping some gun holsters. So anyway, so I soak these things in this carburetor cleaner, and then I take it out of there and I dry them off and clean them off and everything. And I go to put them on my little remote control car, and they've swollen up. They've gotten so big that they won't even stay on the rims, okay? So, you know, I put them on there, and I take off in the car, and the tires are flying off of the car. So I've ruined my tires to this remote control car. So then they all laugh at me and everything. And Dad has the idea. He says, okay, let's put these things in the oven on a low temperature and see if we can just cook that solvent out of those tires to where, you know, they'll shrink back down. So we did that, and actually that worked. And I'm sure my mom didn't know that we were doing this, okay? But because she might have not been too thrilled with the idea that we were using her oven to bake these little tires, you know. But anyway, we did it. It shrunk them back down, and they went on the car, and they worked, okay? But I think it actually kind of made the tires actually harder than they were. So I actually kind of ruined the tires, okay? So anyway, that was I was trying to be sneaky, trying to do something to make my car faster, and it ended up it backfired on me. Okay, there's another story, Dad, that I really didn't want to tell. But anyway, there you go. So anyway, if anybody else out there has any questions, please fire away and let me know. And let's see here. Oh, I gotta tell you guys, I told you last week that I finished the gutters up, and I was waiting for it to rain. You know, before that, while I was trying to paint the house, it rained every day. All of a sudden I put gutters on the house, and it took like 10 days for it to rain. But finally the other day we got a pretty decent shower, and I was able to go out and watch the water run out of the downspout. So I was so excited to be able to do that. Like I've said before, it don't take much to make me happy. Okay, yeah, Dad reminds me, yeah, he reminds me that he kicked my car one time when we were racing those little cars, okay? This was when I lowered the body on my car and I finally figured out that I could get underneath them and spin them out. So Dad got aggravated with me and he kicked my car into the wall. Yeah, okay, so there you go. But we had a blast racing those cars that we had. That was a lot of fun. We had we had these encyclopedias that we'd separate apart, and we had like a short track, and you'd set your car up for the short track, and you'd move the books a little bit further apart, and that'd be like a mid-sized track, and then we'd move them as far as we could across the room, and that'd be like Talladega and Daytona. You have to set your car up to go around that. It was fun. We even had we kept track of who won each race. We had point standings, and we had a trophy that was a beer can with tinfoil shaped into a car on top of it, and that was the trophy that if you won the points championship, you actually won that. Yeah, and then Dad says, "Wampow." That's what we used to say, you know, "Wampow," like the sound of an engine, like a race car going "Wampow." And somebody would, when the batteries were charged on those things and they were ready to go, any one of us would holler out "Wampow," and that meant it was time to race. So we'd all meet in the living room, and it was time to get it on. So anyway, a lot of fun memories from growing up. But anyway, all right, guys. Looks like we still have four people here. I hope I haven't bored anybody from taking off. But if you have any questions, please fire away. Any of your automotive repair questions, home improvement questions, I'll be here for at least 30 minutes answering them, and we may go longer if need be. Okay? Hang on, I think I got someone at my door. Hang on just a minute, folks. Hang on just 1 minute. I will be right back. All right, friends. So, hey, I'm back. It is my son Nathaniel. He has come back over to stay tonight. Okay, awesome. They let me know earlier that he was coming back. I just didn't know it was tonight. Okay, I thought it was going to be tomorrow morning. So anyway, Nathaniel's here. We might actually bring him in here as a special guest here in a moment. We'll ask him a few questions or something. But anyway, friends, couple things. This little paintbrush here, I've talked about it the last 2 weeks in a row, and I definitely got my chance to use it even more this week when I was painting these windows on the front of the house. And this thing definitely is just the greatest little trim brush there is. And I'll put a link down below if you want to purchase one. It's the Zebra brand. They have them at Home Depot, but they also have them a little bit cheaper off of Amazon. And I'll put the link down below if you want to purchase one of these and just have it shipped to your house. They also, this one here has the angle cut, okay? They also have a triangle cut where it actually brings this tip actually to a really sharp tip. I've thought about purchasing one of those as well, but this one here does a great job. But they have both of those on Amazon for sale as well. And I will put a link down below, okay? And once again, if you have any questions, just interrupt me. Your questions come priority to any of this stuff that I'm talking about here this evening. And let's see, let's talk about this. This is the product that this company, Leabo Sonic Toothbrush, they contacted me this week and wanted to know if I would do a review on this product, and I told them that I would. And it just come in the mail today, so we will actually put together a video where we do a review, a full and honest review on this product, and that will be coming up probably sometime next week. I'll probably use the toothbrush. I'll probably use it for at least 7 days or so, you know, to kind of give it a good workout and see what I really think about it and everything. So actually the video may come the week after next, okay? but we're definitely going to do a review on this product and see what we think about it. Okay. And let's see here. Also, want to remind you that we are on Patreon if you want to support us there, and Facebook and Twitter, and there will be links down below for all three of those. Okay. And folks, if you're new to this show here, I'd like to know where you're from. Give us a shout out from where you're from. We've actually had some people here from 3 different countries. We had a gentleman last week from Germany. We had one from Australia, and we've had someone from Canada a couple weeks ago. Okay, and of course here in the States we've had a gentleman from New Jersey, Kentucky, Texas, and of course we have some people in North Carolina. That would be me. It'd also be my dad, who joins on here and comments every week, and we enjoy that. And I told you last week that one of these weeks I'm going to have him up here as a special guest. Okay, he's got a lot of background in building houses, and he was a police officer, but he also built houses on the side his whole career. I think we grew up helping him, and when we could, he built like 29 houses over the years, and he definitely hands down is, does a great job on that. And he's built the house that he lives in currently, that he's retired in, and he's a lot of good information from my dad, and maybe we'll get him up here. He can answer some questions for you guys as well. Let's see here. I have a big job coming up. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's going to be an opportunity to make several videos. I may be possibly painting another house. I know I'm going to be installing a new back door, several other things, small items, building like a little shed roof over that back door, and we'll definitely have some opportunity to film some videos, some how-to videos on that job as well, and that'll be coming up here in the next several weeks. Okay, and we'll definitely make some videos there as well. So if you have any questions out there, folks, please fire away. And we will be here at least till 9:30, maybe longer tonight. Okay, let's see here. Once again, our new email address is minthillbillymail@aol.com. Contact me if I don't get to your question this evening. Contact me with that. And if you have a company and you would like a product reviewed, please contact me through that email address, and we can talk about the details as well. All righty. All right, we got 5 likes tonight. That's awesome. Okay, folks, any questions, just fire away. This is our 5th show that we've done. We've been doing these shows we've done the first one on a Saturday night, and since then we have switched it to a Thursday night, and it's been going really good. I've enjoyed it so far. It gives me a chance to kind of go one-on-one with you guys. We have about 13,000 subscribers, and we've had about 10 million views all total on the 500 videos that we have over the years. And a lot of times I don't get to everyone's question that they put on the videos. So I like to be here at least once a week for a little bit, and so you can ask me a question one-on-one live. So anyway. So if you have any questions, please fire away. I do have some talking points here that I will discuss this week. I've been trying to do this every week, find something that I can talk about. And let's see here. 8 things your dad could do that you should learn, okay? And this kind of got me thinking about the things that I'm trying to teach my son, okay, throughout the summer. I've had him more involved with me working out in the garage and just trying to teach him some different skills, some vocational skills. If you followed with my other live shows, you know, we've had a little bit of discussion about that. So I thought this was pretty good. Number one, and it also got me thinking about the things that my dad taught me as well. Okay, so number one on the list. Now, and also before I start this, let me repeat the title of it. 8 things your dad could do that you should learn, okay? And this is from popularmechanics, okay, .com. It's an article that they had on there. And number one on the list, build a tree house, okay? Dad, you never taught me how to build a tree house. I can't believe that. No, but anyway, he taught me how to build a real house. So anyway, so building a tree house, we actually never built one growing up. I've never really built one here for my kids either. There was this swing set in the back when I moved here that had like this tree house fort type thing built on it, but it had been there quite a long time, and I got a little leery of it. The treated lumber that it was made out of, I was a little worried that it could break, so I ended up tearing it down. I thought it had gotten to the point it was a little unsafe. So that's one thing we haven't done, but definitely growing up, I learned actually how to build real houses, okay? But not everybody gets that opportunity. But if you don't, I mean, building a tree house is a good idea to you know, teach your kids how to use a few tools and nail a few boards up here and there. Building a tree house or some type of standalone swing set, you know, might be a better idea. So that's a good thing. Number 2, small engine repair, okay? I think that's a good idea. It's actually prompted me to, I have an old lawnmower out there that I don't use anymore. And one of the things I was thinking about doing with Nathaniel and maybe my daughter as well is I'm going to take the engine off of it and I'm just going to lay it up on a bench and make them take it apart, okay? I want to see if they can actually take it apart. I'm going to let them, they're going to have to find the right size sockets and wrenches and everything else. And I just want to see if they can disassemble it, okay? And then we'll talk about the internal parts of it, and whether it goes back together is another question. You know, we may try to do that as well, but at least maybe taking it apart might be a fun thing for the kids to do. And they might learn something about what an internal combustion engine looks like on the inside. So we thought that might be a great idea. Okay. Let's see here. Number 3, repairing broken electronics, okay? I'm trying to think if my dad ever taught me how to, we didn't really have electronics back then. We didn't have as many gadgets and stuff as we do now. We did have like an Atari growing up. Did any of you guys have an Atari? We did have one of those. That was our video gaming system back then. So electronics, I've done my best over the years to tinker with them. Actually, I got a video on here where I fixed my daughter's laptop, okay? I kind of impressed myself there because it was either I had to fix it or I had to go buy her another one. And they're like $600-700. So I was pretty determined on that thing. We done a little research, watched a couple other videos here on YouTube that other people had posted, kind of got an idea of what to do, and we tore into it and we actually fixed it. It had a fan problem, and we got it taken care of. So anyway, we got a couple comments here. Okay. Yes, I did. Oh, that must be in reference. Oh, yeah, first game was Palm. Beach Bum says that they had an Atari. Awesome. Yep. Anybody that grew up in the 80s probably had an Atari, okay? So let's see here. Number 4 on the list, learning how to change your own oil, okay? I think that's very important. And I've actually done that with my daughter. I've actually had her involved out there changing oil on a couple different vehicles, and I believe that will be something that I will get my son involved in this summer as well. I think that is a good thing to learn how to do, that everyone should learn how to do, and a great thing to teach a teenage kid, at that age. Go ahead and give them a little bit of education on at least how to change the oil, check the tire pressure, maybe even change a spare tire, in case you're ever caught in a situation where you need to change your own spare tire. It's funny because, these days with, if my daughter's out on the side of the road, broke down from a flat tire, I would probably rather her call. Everybody has cell phones now. I would probably rather her call for help, than to her be out on the side of a highway trying to change a tire. Okay, but still, I still think it's something that we all do need to learn how to do. Okay, but just as far as a safety issue, now with cell phones and the ability to call a friend, call a parent, call a wrecker service or whatever, it might be in the best interest to just go ahead and make that phone call, instead of actually being on the side of the highway, out there changing a tire. Anyway, let's move on. Number 5 on the list, unclog a sink, okay? And yep, I think that's something that everyone should learn how to do, and unclog a toilet as well, okay? I think that would definitely be something that everyone should learn how to do on their own, so they don't have to call someone to unclog the toilet for them, okay? And unclog a sink as well. So definitely that's another thing on the list here. Let's see what we have here. Okay, Beach Bum says, my dad made us learn all of that before we could get our driver's license. That's a good idea. That's awesome. Definitely a good idea. Number 6, build a fence, okay? There's another one, Dad. I don't think you ever taught me how to build a fence. I don't believe we ever built one, but I know how to build one. So I don't think I've ever had to build a fence. The house that I live at now has already had a fence here when I bought it. I've had to do a little bit of fence repair, a couple times. I had some trees fall at the back of the property that went across my fence. But definitely a good thing to learn how to do. Teach a young person to dig some holes, set some fence posts and some concrete, measure off, pull you a straight line where your fence is nice and straight. I mean, that's a good thing definitely to learn how to do. Number 7 on the list, and install a ceiling fan, okay? So I have definitely done that. I've definitely done that. We've done a bunch of those, mainly because my son has such a, especially when he was little, he loved ceiling fans, loved to watch stuff spin. And so we've definitely done a lot of ceiling fans. Number 8, tear down a wall, okay? And I've definitely, experienced all the carpentry stuff and everything with my dad growing up. And we've actually tore down a section of a wall here before, but the kids were real little. But that would be definitely something, doing a little bit of demo work would be something that'd be good to teach a young teenager, okay? And let's see here. Dad says, yeah, if you can build a house, you ought to be able to build a fence. Yep, that's right. Okay, all right. Anybody else out there got any questions? We still, right now, are only showing 4 people here this evening. There must be something better on TV tonight than watching me. But hopefully this video will definitely this turns into a video after it ends tonight, and we should get some other people comment on the video as well, and we can share some of this stuff with. Let's see, I have another talking point here that we can start going over. It says, I don't know what website this come off of. I like to at least mention the website. Actually, it looks like it come off of Duke Energy, okay, which is our local electric company here in the Carolinas. And it says to get your home in shape for summer, okay? All the stuff that you can do here, okay? Check your attic air leaks around recessed light fixtures, pipes, wiring, flues, and seal with expandable foam. Okay, yeah, definitely. Anytime there's a crack anywhere, whatever, if you can get that filled, definitely a good thing. You know, I've actually doing this painting of the house. I had like the bottoms of my soffits were rotted out. You know, large enough hole to where a squirrel or something could have crawled up in my attic and everything. So we definitely got a lot of that stuff taken care of. Been trying to caulk up little small things along the way, recaulked around the windows and stuff like that. Definitely little things to maybe, just go out, take a look at your house and walk around it every once in a while. If you see something that don't look right, see if you can caulk it, fill it, whatever you got to do, replace it, and do that as well. Let's see. Is your roof getting up there in age? Replace it with cool roof. Okay. Cool roof materials reflect solar heat. Keep it from radiating into your home. Okay, I guess they're talking about like, I've seen these materials that, you can roll onto like a flat roof or something that actually would be like a white color or a silver color, something that actually reflects some of the heat. But regular shingled house, I mean, you're not going to sit there and roll stuff on top of your shingles or what have you. I guess that's what they're talking about there. Let's see if there's anything else on here that we could, okay, install a programmable thermostat to save energy by adjusting temperatures based on your schedule, okay? Now, I do not have one of those, and here since I've been working for myself, I'm actually here at home most of the time, so there's not a whole lot of adjustment made. But a year or so ago, I was dating this lady that actually worked for an electric company, okay? And she was telling me that the stats, the statistics these days say that, yes, you will save energy when you do alternate those temperatures when you're at home and when you're not at home, okay? Because I had always heard, leave it alone, leave it set on whatever temperature you want, because if you cut it down or cut it up, it's going to take the time to, heat up or cool down from whatever. But that's not necessarily true, okay? The statistics show that making that change from when you're at home and when you're not at home, not heating it or cooling it as much as you would have, will save you money on your energy bill, okay? So I started doing that, and actually she was right. I saved some money on my power bill, definitely a couple months in a row or what have you, and so I continue to do that today, okay? So either adjust it yourself or get you a programmable thermostat. Definitely will save you some money. Do we have any other questions out there tonight? Please fire away, friends. We've been here about 33 minutes, and I'm going to hang on a little while longer to see if anybody has any questions. Let's see. Let's see here. Some of these are kind of similar to the other thing, talking about the filling of all the gaps, caulking and stuff like that. Okay, here's one. This is pretty cool. Consider installing a whole house fan, okay? The fan draws cool air through your windows and pushes hot air into the attic to the outdoors, okay? I guess they're talking about an attic fan, okay? We had one in the house growing up, and it was pretty cool, but cool to use, I remember that using that like maybe like you know, in the fall, or maybe or in the spring. I can't remember what time of year, but I just remember going to bed at night. The windows were cracked a little bit. Attic fan was running, and it was pulling that nice cool air right through your window, across through your room and everything, and the sound of that fan running just kind of put you to sleep. But not so. Depends on what part of the country you would live in. You know, when it's really, really hot and muggy in the summertime, all the airflow in the world's not going to pull that humidity out of that air like an air conditioning system. So just thank God we have air conditioning, you know, here in the South, because it gets pretty hot and muggy. It's definitely been that way this past week. Okay. All right, guys, that's about, we've went about 35 minutes or so, and we've only got a few people here with us. I might go ahead and cut this one a little shorter tonight. We've went at least 30 minutes. I want to thank y'all for joining us tonight. Don't forget to check out our videos up and coming this week, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And let's see, once again, we have an email address, minthillbillymail@aol.com. And you can find us on Patreon, Facebook, and Twitter. There will be links down below for that as well. Friends, I want to thank you for joining us here tonight. And we will be here again next Thursday night. Y'all have a great week, and get out there and make it happen.